offering my humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of our most beloved Bhagwan. Respected elders, dear brothers and sisters, Jai Sai Ram, and welcome to day 2 of the virtual pre-world conference. Unity is divinity, purity is enlightenment. Today's keynote address is on purity is enlightenment, and we have a very special guest speaker amongst us to deliver the address, and she is none other than Aunty Geetha Mohan Ram. Aunty Geetha comes from a family of Sai devotees who have served and been in the divine presence of Swami for over 6 decades. The family has served Swami in various capacities and was chosen by Swami to be one of the 9 families that started the global Akhanda Bhajan in 1945. Aunty resides in Maryland, Washington, DC, with her husband, Uncle Mohan Ram, and twin sons, brothers Varun and Arun. She attends Sri Sathya Sai Center of South Bethesda, Maryland, and has served the center as a former SSC coordinator and vice president. By profession, Aunty is a kindergarten teacher in a private school in Maryland and has received recognition for being the best teacher for several years in a row. Aunty was named by Swami and has been very close to Swami to the extent that at the tender age of 15, Swami selected her to become an SSC teacher and to deliver EHV lectures to high school teachers throughout the state of Karnataka. And during Ladies' Day celebrations in 2005, Aunty was chosen by Bhagwan to address the distinguished gatherings in his divine presence at Prashanth Nilayam. Aunty has had many experiences with Bhagwan and has been sharing her most intimate and wonderful experiences of our beloved Lord in various parts of the world for the past 25 years. And now let us welcome Aunty Geetha to share with us her keynote address on purity is enlightenment.
Sairam to all my brothers and sisters in Australia, New Zealand and Fiji. I would like to offer my pranams at Swami's lotus feet with a small prayer. Mukam karoti vachalam, panghum langhaite girim, yat krupa tamaham vande, paramananda madhavam. Offering my salutations at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan and saying Sai Ram to all of you who are attending this conference today on the second day of your conference of unity is divinity, purity is enlightenment. And I'm really honored to speak about this topic. Purity is enlightenment. But the only problem with this particular topic is I'm not a very enlightened person. I'm just like everybody else in this journey of life, in this boat of the worldly life of samsara with husband and children and family. And with the desire, of course, the spiritual desire of to reach enlightenment. So today, as I am thinking about speaking this topic, the question comes first and foremost, what is really enlightenment? Of course, Swami has given beautiful talks and discourses and writings about the fact, and he has said it many times. He says, I am God, but you are God too. I know it and you don't know it. That is all the difference. So he says, once you know that, you and I are one. There is really no difference between me and you. Not only that, there is really no difference between anybody and you. You and the next person that you see, you and that person are one and the same. You and nature is the same. Everything becomes one within yourself. Of course, brothers and sisters, I am not an enlightened soul. I would love to reach that point when I feel no different from Swami. I have all of those beautiful qualities that we all love within Swami, with his unconditional love, able to accept anybody and everybody as his own. I would love to be that. But how to get there? How to get there? We are all on this journey. So I began to think of what I can possibly say when I myself have not experienced this enlightenment. What can I possibly tell people what to do to get this enlightenment, which is the goal of human birth, Swami says. Swami says you're given this human body to realize that God within yourself. You go within yourself and you and he or she are one. So when I began to think about this, I suddenly remembered that many, many years ago, maybe even before many of you were even here on this planet, in the year 1974, I remembered a beautiful mini discourse that Swami gave me in the privacy of an interview room in Bangalore, in Brindavan. I am from Bangalore. I was very fortunate to be able to interact with Swami a lot in my childhood. I was very fortunate, as brother just read my information to all of you. Thank you for your kind words again, brother. I was very fortunate to have been born into a family who came to Swami in 1943. So my grandfather, my grandfather's elder brother, all became devotees. So even before I entered this world, they were all deeply rooted in their devotion to Swami. And I grew up with Swami coming to my house, to our house, to my parents' house, staying with us, going to Puttaparthi. I grew up going in the car with Swami as a small child. So I had the great good fortune of being in close proximity with Swami's physical presence. And in 1974, I was a young girl. I think I had just completed my high school. I was in 11th grade or something like that. A couple of years before that, the Balavikas or the SSC program had started in India. And Swami had picked me to become one of the youngest gurus. I became a guru at the age of 14 and a half when Swami made my mother the SSC coordinator or the Balavikas coordinator for the state of Karnataka. And he said, she will take over your class. It was an informal class that had started in the beginning in 1969-70. And I took over the class. I was doing the classes. And my mother was traveling all over the state of Karnataka, setting up more SSC classes all over. And at that time, a few years had gone by. The Education in Human Values program had just started. By that time, I had taught about a couple of years. And Swami asked me to become one of the SSC EHV program coordinators. So it went on like that. And I was doing that, and suddenly in 1974, Swami was preparing a revised version for the curriculum, for the books. They were going to print out new textbooks for Balavikas in India. And Swami was preparing some of the curriculum. And of course, the people who were preparing it, you would have all heard of the great name like Dr. Professor Gokok, Dr. Rajaratnam, Mrs. Shanta Divakar. These were all the pioneers who put together all of the curriculum based on whatever Swami told them or guided them. So this program was going on, and Swami was preparing, asking them to prepare some new textbooks and all that. At that time, one afternoon when I was in Brindavan, he said, from tomorrow onwards after college, I was in 11th grade, he said, after school, you come to Brindavan every day in the evening, because I want you to become the scribe, to write down whatever notes when Professor Gokok and Kasturi Garu and Rajaratnam Garu, all of them will prepare, and we will all discuss. I wanted to make notes. So I became like the note taker for Swami, whatever Swami wanted, and for whatever the discussions that happened. So every evening I would go to Brindavan, and I would sit there and I would make notes of everything that was discussed, which would be later put into action. So one particular day, I was there in Brindavan, and my mother also had come along with me. She was the state coordinator. And Swami again called us all into the room. We were all sitting down. Swami was sitting. We were all on the floor. Swami was talking. And my mother had a very specific reason why she had come that particular day. She was going to do a guru's training camp in a place called Davangere in Karnataka state. At that time, it was a small town. It was like a district headquarters. And my mother was going to do a training program because Swami had told her to go there and train all of the SSC teachers over there, the Balavikas gurus over there. So she was doing that. And the program or the theme that the Davangere people had chosen in Kannada, I will translate, is Paramanandake Prasthana. Paramanandake Prasthana. That means Prasthana means journey. Paramananda means eternal bliss, enlightenment. You can call it eternal bliss is enlightenment. And eternal love, Paramananda. So the greatest joy. So the journey to arrive at the greatest joy or the greatest bliss. This was the topic. Very similar to our topic today, which is purity is enlightenment. So this Paramananda or eternal bliss is nothing but enlightenment, because the whole idea of enlightenment is to be constantly happy, to be constantly blissful with no other agitations of the mind, to be happy within oneself. So this was the topic, Paramanandake Prasthana. And my mother had come that day. In those days, Swami used to decide which guru or which SSC teacher, which subject they would speak in the training camp. So he would choose the teachers. Such and such a person will speak on truth, and such a person will speak on non-violence and right conduct, and so on. So, and these were all, and he started to tell my mother, you ask this person to do this and that person to speak on that subject. These were all very well experienced SSC gurus. So my mother was saying yes, and I was writing down the names as Swami mentioned it. But my mother's main interest was to find the keynote speaker to speak on this topic, journey to the greatest bliss, to permanent bliss. So she was hoping that Swami would request either Dr. Gokok or Dr. Rajaratnam or Shanta Divakaranti or Professor Kasturi Garu, any one of these great, noble, devoted souls, any one of them, she was hoping that Swami would ask them to be the keynote speaker. So Swami, she kept saying, but Swami, this particular main topic, I need a keynote speaker, Swami, you have to tell me whom can ask. She did not want to bring up these people's names who were sitting right there in front of Swami, in case Swami said no, it would not look nice if they were sitting. So she said, you must tell me. But in her mind, she was thinking that these people would be perfect for this job. Swami suddenly said, you can speak, he said. So I was busily writing down, and I thought that Swami is telling either Professor Gokok or they are all great stalwarts. If you look, they are all pioneers who put all of the SSC program that we are all now using together. They were the pioneers who put everything together based on Swami's teachings. So I was writing down, and I thought he was addressing one of these great people sitting there at Swami's feet. And I was just waiting for him to mention the name, when there was this little bit of a silence in the room, and I looked up, and Swami hit me on the head and said, I'm talking to you. You speak. So you should have seen the shock on my mother's face and the total surprise on these other older people and great people. They were great writers and poets. And in fact, Professor Gokok in those days, Dr. Gokok was the Vice Chancellor of Bangalore University. Mrs. Shanta Divakar was an educationalist. Sri Rajaratnam was a very great poet and writer and professor. All these people are sitting, and Swami, I was just 17 years old. Swami looked at me and said, you speak. So my mother immediately said, no, Swami, she cannot speak. This is the keynote address, Swami. For the first talk, inaugural talk in the morning, she cannot speak, Swami. One of these other great people can speak. One of these experienced people can speak. Isn't it, Swami? She said. So Swami said, why not? She can speak. The whole idea of SSC is to blossom the character of children. If young people speak, the character of the children also will blossom when they see young people do. You speak. So immediately I almost had tears and I was shaking with fear, and I said, no, Swami, I cannot speak. First of all, I don't even understand the topic, journey towards eternal bliss. I don't even understand the topic, number one. Secondly, even though my mother tongue is Kannada, I am not proficient in speaking in Kannada, and I have to speak in Kannada in this place, in Damangere. I cannot speak, Swami. I don't even understand the topic. So Swami said, why? Why can't you understand the topic? But what is Paramananda? So I said, eternal happiness or bliss. And what is Prasthana? Journey. So journey towards eternal bliss. Why can't you speak? Doesn't everyone want to be happy? When can you be happy? So everybody, Gokak, when can anybody be happy? So Professor Gokak gave his answer. Professor Rajaratnam gave a different answer. Then he also asked me, I said, usually people are happy whenever they get whatever they want. Oh, is that right? When you get something, today you will want a car, you will get that. Tomorrow, you will see a new car being released in the market. Then you want that. Then once you have two cars, you'll think, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have a helicopter? So like this, it keeps on changing. So where is the happiness? So Swami started to say, every time you get something, you want something more, something more. And if you don't get it, you are disappointed. That is not Paramananda. Paramananda is eternal bliss. It is all the time. It is Sujnana, eternal. It is enlightenment. That when you have, you are happy. I said, oh, Swami, I cannot speak on all these subjects. Swami, one of these people can please speak. I requested. He said, no. Why? I will tell you what it is. You can speak. And Swami, in the 15 minutes that he spoke, gave the most beautiful talk that I have never forgotten. It was in 1974. It is, whether you call it Paramananda or whether you call it enlightenment, it is all the same thing, because all of us are trying to be eternally happy with no worries, no problems, always blissful. That is why Swami says, Prema Swaruplara. He calls us by the name, you are the embodiments of Prema. You are the embodiments of divinity. So I'm sure Brother Suresh has talked yesterday about unity and divinity. So he would have mentioned all these things, I am very sure. So I started to listen. And Swami said, okay, let us try to understand. You don't know what that is? Okay. So first and foremost, you must have the faith that there is enlightenment, there is happiness, there is such a thing, and I want it. That is the first thing. You must have the faith. So let us see how to go about it. He said, this is a journey. It is a prasthana. It is a journey. So you are in Bangalore. Swami said, you are in Bangalore. You want to go to Prashanthi Nilayam, where you will get happiness. Why do you get happiness? Because I am there. I am in your, you want to go there. And when you see me, you get happiness. And when you see me, you get a lot of joy. So you want to go. So what do? You decide that you want to leave Bangalore on such and such a day. When you want to go on a journey, what do you need? You need a vehicle, is it not? So what is the vehicle? There are many types of vehicles. There is car. Swami says, there is car undi, bus undi, rail undi, plane undi. He says in Telugu, there is the car, there is the bus, there is the train, there is the plane, there is the helicopter. These are all different vehicles. They all go at different speeds. So you need a vehicle. What is the vehicle? It is your body. And this vehicle, you don't have a choice right now, because you have got this vehicle based on your past good karmas or bad karmas. So it can be a slow vehicle, it can be a bullock cart, in fact, Swami said, or it can be a plane, fast or slow, depending on whatever you have brought with you. You're born in a certain family, you're born with a desire for spirituality. This is all, this vehicle, this body is given to you from your past actions. That is the vehicle. You already have it. It is based on what you did last time. So that is there. Then what else do you need when you go on the journey? You need your luggage. You need your suitcase. You have to take a few clothes. So that luggage that you have, that also has come from the past. Who are your parents? Where are you born? What are your vasanas? What desires do you have? That also. So that is also fixed from the past. That luggage is there. And you want to go. But you know what you do? You're not happy with that luggage. You start forming all sorts of friends. You add to that luggage. You'll say, in Puttaparthi, I can't get coffee powder. In Puttaparthi, Swami said, I can't get rasam powder, sambar powder, all these various masalas. I can't get it. Let me pack it up in my suitcase. So your luggage is getting heavier and heavier. What is that? That is all the attachments, the friends, the family. You increase it. husband, children, friends, everything, your luggage has become heavier. So now you have the vehicle, you have the heavy luggage. Already, if you're going to go at 40 kilometers, the speed has reduced to 30 kilometers because your luggage has become heavy. You have those two ready. You've got it. Then you have to go. There are 3 paths in which you can reach Prashanth Nilayam. So he said, what are the 3 paths? You can go via Penakonda. You can go via Palasamudram. You can go via Chikballapur. What is that? You can go through Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, or Seva. You can go through by doing Namasmarana, or through Bhakti Marga. You can go through Bhakti Marga, or you can go through Jnana Marga, that is the path of knowledge, or you can go through Karma Marga, the path of service. So these are the 3 paths, just like Chikballapur Road, Penakonda Road, like that. So the journey starts. When you are about to leave for the journey, you know what you say? You say that I can't go alone. It is so boring. Let me take some friends with me. So you take some company. That company may be Satsanga or Dussanga. It can be good friends or mixed friends or bad friends, depending on what your company is. You have collected a few people and you set out. So the vehicle is there, the luggage of past karmas, and what you have added, desires, everything is there in that suitcase. Go. As you start going in that journey, as you're going, suddenly one of the friends, or maybe yourself, you'd say, anyway, we left at 6 o'clock in the morning. Darshan time is only 5 o'clock in the evening. They have a lot of time. Let us stop. These are all small towns, on the way to Parthi. Nowadays, we all get down in Bangalore airport and we go directly to Prashanth Nilayam. My days, especially Bulakkar days, we had to go through Penakonda, Brahmanpalli, Kottacheruvu, so many places was there. So on the way you say, hey, there is a beautiful temple in Lepakshi. Let us go to Lepakshi and see the temple. There are beautiful paintings there. Let us see that and go. My eyes feel like seeing that. So you take a detour. You go to Lepakshi. Your eyes want to see all the beautiful things. So you are seeing all that. Then you say, there's a lovely market outside. They are selling nice Lepakshi cotton saris. Let me buy a few saris and some bangles and this and that. So you go shopping in Lepakshi. After doing that, you say, hey, come on, everybody, hurry up. Let us get going. We have to get to Prashanth Nilayam. That is our destination. Get back start going. On the way, somebody will say, I'm still quite hungry. There's such a we still got 4 hours. Let us stop in Penakonda to eat masala dosa. Swami is telling me this because in those days, in Penakonda, we used to get very good masala dosa. So Swami is saying, stop in Penakonda. Your tongue is asking for something. Let us eat that. So you take another detour, eat nicely there, and then you start going. So the eyes and the tongue, your senses, they have made you take detours. But still, you are on the path. No. Let us go. Enough wasting time. Let us go back. You're going. Suddenly, one doubting Thomas will come. And that doubting Thomas will say, you know what? I don't think this path is a very good one. I don't think we took the right road. We should have taken that previous exit itself and we should have gone that side. I think Puttaparthi is over there. So suddenly doubts will come and you take a detour and start going on that side. And instead of continuing on the path that you chose, you go sideways and you arrive in Palasamudram. This was also one village. In those days, we used to stop in Palasamudram. So Palasamudram, you arrive and you ask a few people, where is Prashanth Nilayam? How to get there? We have to go and meet Sathya Sai Baba. Somebody will say, there is no Sathya Sai Baba and all here. He is somewhere in Puttaparthi. So, is this not the road? He said, no, this is not the road. This is Palasamudram. How to get there? He says, you can't go from here. You have to go back to that original path and take that road to reach Puttaparthi. Why do you want to go there, Sathya Sai Baba and all that? You enjoy here only in Palasamudram. You have to go back another 30 kilometers. You have come, you have to go back 30 kilometers. By the time you reach, he will have gone inside. Maybe he's not even there. Why do you want to people waste your time going like this? Somebody. Then you say, no, 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 let us go back. We started on our journey with one dhya, with one goal. Let us go. You come back and you start going. And so he was saying that here are your senses taking you to Lepakshi, your tongue is taking you to Penakonda Dosa, your eyes are taking you to Lepakshi, your doubting mind is taking to Palasamudram. And then on the way, some problem or the other, you come to the toll gate in Penakonda. In those days, the train, we had to cross a railway gate to continue on our journey. And at that gate, whether there was a train coming or not, the gate would be closed. And we would have to pay the gatekeeper money to open the gate. So Swami said, you have to pay the money, the toll. As it is, your GPS didn't work. You went somewhere. Now you are already delayed. That fellow is taking his own sweet time to open the gate. You have to give him some money. That is the toll. All the problems in life that have come because of past bad actions, you have to pay the toll there. You can't. But by the time you arrive in Prashanthi Nilayam, you can almost hear the Vedas, and you hear, you have come, you have finally reached your destination. And suddenly, you started the journey, is it not, with all these friends, and it's like, you say, come on, everybody, hurry up. I hear the Vedas going on. Swami is going to come out any minute, come. But the other people say, oh, how can we run there? What to do with the luggage? Where to keep the luggage? Where to keep the hold all? Swami said, hold all means sleeping bag. In India, we used to use the word hold all, where you keep all your bed sheets and pillows and all that. It's like a sleeping bag. So Swami said, where to keep the hold all? What shall we do with all our possessions? They will say, but you may say, if your yearning is to see, Swami says, I don't care about this hold all and this masala box and this clothing and this suitcase and everything. Come on, Swami is coming. We will miss the darshan. And you run into the hall, and from a distance, you will see Swami coming. And you see him, Sai Rama, Sai Rama, Sai Rama. You are chanting with your full yearning. Finally, you have reached your destination. And Swami will come and say, when did you come, Bangaru? When you ask that question, you have no more words to say, only tears of joy at his sight. You forget your hold all, you forget your friend, you forget your family. Everything is forgotten in that moment of seeing your Lord. And then after a few minutes, Aarti happens, Mangalarti happens. Swami takes Mangalarti and he goes away. And suddenly you will say, oh, where are my companions? Where is my luggage? And you're back to the luggage, to the hold all, to the family, to the friends. You come back. So in one moment, when you forgot everything and stuck to your path and you arrived there, you felt a moment of that divine joy, that feeling of oneness with Swami. That moment, when you lengthen it and elongate it in your life, and you feel that joy in everything that you do, that moment of bliss will always stay with you, as though you are seeing Swami in every moment of your life. That is enlightenment. That is Paramananda. That is the eternal bliss. That is the joy, Swami said. So I said, Swami, how to elongate this? How can we, that moment of joy that we see you and we forget ourselves, we only see you everywhere. That moment, how to lengthen it? How to bring it into our life every moment? It's not possible, Swami. Yes, it is possible. Where you can choose any path. You can choose the path of devotion, bhakti. You can choose a path of service, seva, or karma marga. Or if you have the yearning to know the Lord, you follow the teachings of that Lord. But it is not enough to just read the books and go on hearing discourses. You have to put it into practice in your life. You can choose any one of the paths, whatever that comes to you naturally. Once you start doing that, and you start doing a personal sadhana, then that sadhana will bring you to me. That sadhana will give you enlightenment. That sadhana will give you eternal joy. And you will know who you really are. You and I are one. You and I are one, Swami said. So the next question that comes is how to do this. We all know the theory. I am also giving you the theory. I am not enlightened yet. How to do this? So Swami has given beautiful, beautiful, easy methods for us to practice. Of course, in this Kali Yuga, in this time and age, he says, Namasmaranam, the repetition of the Lord's name. How you say it, it doesn't matter. You can sing bhajans, you can write his name, you can say his name. At all times, do Namasmarana. All times, how can we do? I'm a family member. I have to cook. I have to look after children. I have to take care of my elderly parents. He said, no, when you are doing that work, then just say, Swami, I have to do this work today. It is my duty. Whatever I do today, I offer it to you. And just do the work without any desire for what happens at the end of it. And do it. And when you have time, you do your Namasmarana. That is one way. Constantly chanting the Lord's name. That is one way. The second one, of course, you all know, love all, serve all. Serve everybody with love. Now, here comes the problem. How can we love everyone? It's not possible. I also have asked Swami that question. Like, Swami, how can we love everyone, Swami? Swami says, why? You love me. You can love everyone. He said, no, Swami, I can't love everyone. He said, why not, Bangaru? I'm in everybody's heart. Why can't you love everyone? No, Swami, I can't see you in everyone's heart. Even if I see you, sometimes I feel like saying, why are you in that person's heart? Swami, come out. I said, no, that is the sadhana. Seeing me in everyone's heart. Serving me in everyone's heart. That love, when you develop, that is enlightenment. When we are able to see Swami in everyone, then you and I are one. Swami is there. I am here. I am also Swami. You are also Swami. How to do that? So he said, for that, Bangaru, you need Trikarna Shuddhi. That is cleansing of your thought, words, and actions. You know why? Because the thoughts are the basis of everything. It is like a stone that you drop in a lake. What happens when you drop in the lake? You drop a stone, all ripples and waves are created in the water. It spreads throughout the lake. Just like that, when you drop a thought on your mind, the ripples will spread. If it's a good thought, the ripples will spread into good words, good actions, good thoughts. It will spread into your thoughts and words and actions. So always cultivate a good thought to be dropped in the mind. But if you get an evil thought and it's dropped on the mind creates ripples. Immediately you will criticize, you will gossip, you will be agitated. All these ripples are lost. So it starts with the thoughts. So thoughts, words, and actions. You have to constantly be aware of the thoughts. So after this journey of Paramananda that Swami gave me, in a different interview, he was telling me that this is the thing. You have to watch your thoughts, words, and actions. So I said, Swami, how to watch thoughts, words? Thoughts we cannot control sometimes. It just, you think of all sorts of things. Wrong things, something bad. We think of other people sometimes. You know, especially sometimes Sai devotees, we hear some bhajan. We think, oh, only that person is singing a bhajan. I never get a chance. They are only singing all the time. All sorts of thoughts come. It's not in our... Swami said, yes, thoughts are in your control. Depends on the 5 senses. What you see, what you hear, and what you eat. So it is there. Of course, We have the other senses also, but these are the main, what you hear, what you see, and what you eat. He said, if you're constantly, avariciously looking, browsing, we all do that nowadays, constantly browsing all the websites, all the links, especially now with this pandemic going on, nobody can go shopping. So sitting in the house itself, we are shopping hundreds of shops. Desire for this, desire for that. Remember, Swami said in that journey, desire for masala dosa, eyes want lepakshi painting, saris and bangles. Mouth wants masala dosa. Mind is getting filled with all these desires, all these thoughts because of what you're watching on the TV or what you're talking to others or what you're listening. So he said, you have to start. So immediately, of course, everybody cannot stop watching TV or the news. Of course, I myself, in this past couple of years, because of all this pandemic and everything, I have also watched the news. But Swami says, no, you can't do it overnight. But you have to reduce. If you're watching 3 hours, watch 1 hour. If you're watching 1 hour, watch half an hour. If you have already reached half an hour, don't watch at all. We have all heard Swami joke that today's newspaper is tomorrow's waste paper. It is useless news. It keeps on changing. So seeing what you see, what you're looking on the websites, that's important. What you're listening, all the time listening to other people gossiping, talking too much. These are all things that cause agitation in the mind, those ripples in the mind. So what you listen, and of course, what we eat. That is very important. If we don't eat sattvic food, how can we get sattvic thoughts? How can we get good and pure thoughts if our food that we are eating are not good and pure? What we are eating is also very, very important. I want to share one small incident that happened to my father, actually, where this food is concerned. Each person makes decisions as to what they want to eat based on their yearning for a spiritual path. So I am not telling anybody what they must eat or not, but I will just share an incident that happened to my father. My father was served Swami for 60 years at his lotus feet. He went to Swami when he was 21 and Swami was only 17 years old. So from that time, Swami used to call my father my friend, my friend. So together, Swami and my father almost grew up together. You would have seen my father in many videos in Vrindavan, right behind Swami. He used to be always behind Swami. My father was a dental surgeon, but he would be always with Swami. And my father was a very strict disciplinarian. He was very disciplined himself. He ate only sattvic food. He only read Swami's literature. And of course, he worked as a doctor. When he came to visit me in the US, we took him to the bhajan one day. And after the bhajan, he was diabetic and he was feeling a little hungry. And we had a long drive home. So we decided to take him to an Indian restaurant to just get him something to eat till we reached home, which was an hour away. So I took him there. It was a vegetarian restaurant itself. And we ate some snacks, actually, samosa or something like that. We got in the car and we came home. It was a small place. We finished, all of us ate actually. And we came home. That night, suddenly at about 1:30 or 2, I could hear some sounds as though my father was walking up and down in the house. So I came out of my bedroom to see what had happened. And I saw my father's face was completely red. He looked terribly agitated. And he said, I just cannot close my eyes. I cannot sleep. I don't know. You give me some water. He said, I gave him some water. He and I chatted for a little bit in the living room. He slowly calmed down. I gave him some water, but he looked very agitated, but he didn't know what it was. He said, I'm feeling very, very uncomfortable. Of course, he was a doctor. He checked his blood pressure was fine. We checked his sugar. It was not low. Nothing was there. But he said, I'm just unable to sleep and I'm feeling very agitated, he said. That's all the end of the conversation. Then the next morning, my father asked me, that place where we went to eat yesterday, was that a good place that you took me? He doesn't know in the US where. I said, yes, Dad, it was just a vegetarian place. We go there quite often after bhajan if we are hungry. So he said, yes, I know it's vegetarian, but are you sure? He asked me. I said, yes, I'm 100% sure. We don't go otherwise. I'm 100% sure. So he kept saying, no, I'm not very sure. Something caused my agitation yesterday. Then I said, if you want, I'll call. You only talk to that gentleman who is the owner. I know him. You can ask him if you doubt it. So I called that place and my father spoke to me and said, hello, I just want to talk to you. Yours is a vegetarian restaurant, is it? He said, yes, it is vegetarian. So my father said, oh, you don't make any non-vegetarian food? They said, no, sir, we don't make any non-vegetarian food, but we cater for non-vegetarian. So my father said, yesterday, were you doing any catering? And they said, yes, sir, we were catering for a wedding yesterday. We don't serve our clients who come here, it's only vegetarian. But when clients ask for their weddings and other functions, we do cook. So my father said, did you cook in the same kitchen? Yes, sir, everything is separate, but we cooked non-vegetarian yesterday in the same kitchen. We do that sometimes. So my father said, I told you. We all laughed at my father. He said, oh, that fellow cooked something in his kitchen and we didn't even touch it or anything. You are making a big fuss. So my father was not a very argumentative person. He kept quiet. And he went back to India after staying with me for 4 weeks. As soon as my father landed in Bangalore, Swami was in Vrindavan. He took a shower. He arrived at 2:30 in the morning. And he took a shower and he went to Vrindavan as per his duty. Swami told him, you go for 4 weeks. The day after the 4th week, you have to be back on duty. He used to follow Swami in darshan. My father was there. He used to be, when Swami's bedroom door opens at 6 a.m., my father would be outside. As soon as Swami opened the door, he came down the staircase and he said, what, Padmanabh? From when did you become non-vegetarian? So he said, no, Swami, I am not non-vegetarian, as though you don't know that. He said, oh, you went to your daughter's house? You became a non-vegetarian? No, Swami, even they are not non-vegetarian, they are vegetarian. So my Swami said, I know, Bangaro, but you went to a restaurant where they were cooking and your mind is normally so pure because of the service and namasvarana that you do, that even though you did not eat, they did not eat, because it was in your presence, you developed a lot of agitation that night, is it not? Didn't you become agitated that night in Geetama's house? Yes, Swami. So Swami said, see, that's what happens when you purify your senses with sattvic food that you intake, with the sattvic things that you see. Everything becomes pure. That even a small difference in the way you lead your life, it will agitate your mind. So we have to purify our senses. And as I said, all of us make these personal decisions for ourselves. I am just saying what Swami says, that if one wants enlightenment, such a big thing like enlightenment, where everybody in the world loves you and you love everybody, where you see Sai in everyone, you want to reach that stage of Paramananda, eternal bliss, where there are no agitations, no pain, no sorrow. If you want to reach that stage, Swami said, you have to follow these paths. How slowly you follow, how fast you follow, it depends on this vehicle which has given to you from past lives. And it is up to you how you are going to change your life. You have to change your lifestyle. How you change your life, how much yearning you have, that is individual. That is up to each person. So, Trikarna should be the 3 senses, the thought, words, and actions have to be pure. And that purity comes by the intake, the food that we intake through our eyes, through our ears, through our tongue. And the third thing Swami said is all these are affected by the company that you keep. If you keep good company, even if you are making a small mistake, your company will say, no, why are you doing that? Don't do that. That's not good for you. Supposing you say, today I'm so bored to go to the bhajan. They say, why? You are such a good singer. Come to the bhajan, no? Next week we can go to the movie. So good company, Swami said in this particular interview once to my sons, when they were leaving for college, Swami said, Bangaru, what do you want? And my 2 sons said, Swami, we want moksha. Swami laughed. Moksha, enlightenment, is it so easy? Swami said, Arun and Varun, my son said, Swami, if you help us, we can get it. So then Swami said, yes, it is very easy, but you know what is the starting point? Satsanga tve, Swami actually sang, Satsanga tve nisangatvam, nisangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nishchalatatvam, nishchalatatve Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti. That is to get to the end of this human body, the existence of this human body. It is born to get Jivan Mukti, to get enlightenment. How is that? Satsangatve Nisangatvam. With good company, you will learn to become detached. Nisangatvam. Then you will want no company. Your thoughts will be always on the eternal. With a good company, you will move to Nisangatva, where there is no Sangha, only your eternal self, which is within you. That is your true Sangha. That is your real Sat Sangha. Truth is the real company. You will go from Sat Sangha to Nisanga. No human so much, but only mentally you are always in the company of your true self. Nisangatve. From that eternal truth, nirmohatvam, you will cross this ocean of Maya, this illusion that makes you think that you are this body, this is my house, my car, all that my, who am I? That is answered from Satsangatve Nisangatvam, Nisangatve Nirmohatvam. You will cross this illusion of life where you think this is the body is you. You are not the body. Nirmohatvam. Nirmohatve Nishchalatatvam. From when the illusion that you are the body goes away, Nishchala, your mind is completely agitationless. There is no agitation. Nishchala, you're always calm, peaceful. The lake of your mind has no waves. Nishchalatatvam. Nishchalatatve Jivan Mukti. When your mind is still, you are only immersed in your eternal self. Your only company is that truth which is you. Then only Jivan Muktaha. You become a Jivan Mukta. You become enlightened. So, brothers and sisters, I have shared whatever I have heard at Swami's lotus feet. I am very far in this journey, still just starting in Bangalore. All the way I have to go through Lepakshi, Palasamudram, Penakonda, Brahmanpalli, Kothchervu. I have to go through all those in my bullock cart body. Not even helicopter, aeroplane, car, nothing. Slow bullock cart. But the bullock cart has two bullocks, Shraddha and Bhakti. If you have sincerity and devotion, that master who is our Jagat Guru, our Sai, he will take us across this ocean of life very easily on one of these paths. Choose Namasmarana, choose Seva, choose knowledge, Jnana, and practice it. Just choosing Jnana and reading books. No, you have to practice it. You choose that path. And finally, when we arrive in Prashanth Nilayam, we will see that Lord within ourselves. He is there within us. He is there within us. He is that Sathya Swarupa. He is there within us. We will see him. And that day we will be enlightened. So all of us together in this beautiful conference, let us all unite together so that we can see this divinity. And when we see that divinity, we become pure. When with our thoughts and words and actions, when they are pure, we see that divinity and we will all get enlightened. Maybe the journey is slow sometimes. Like me, if I'm a bullock cart, I may come back to pay toll again and again. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Swami says, you are born again, go again, born again. But the shirts keep changing, the saris keep changing, we'll come back. But if the yearning is deep, we will certainly reach his lotus feet. But not just lotus feet, we will realize that his feet is within us. We are within him and he is within us. Sai Ram. Thank you for giving me this beautiful opportunity to be with all of you. I hope you all have a wonderful conference in the rest of the day. Thank you. Jai Saram.
Saram Aunty, thank you for sharing with us your words of wisdom and your beautiful experience with Bhagwan about the journey of life. Indeed, purity comes from constantly being happy with oneself. Thank you for sharing Swami's analogy with us about the journey to Parthi and our journeys to enlightenment. Our vehicle, the luggage that we carry, the company that we take with us, our senses, and most importantly, the doubting Thomas that's within us are things that we need to focus on. And I'm sure from today onwards, we will all pay more attention to it. We'll refer back to you and to Swami's analogy about the journey to Parthi, and we'll apply this journey to Parthi in our own journeys to Swami. And I'm sure we all will definitely reach enlightenment one day with the grace of Bhagwan Baba. We offer our love and gratitude to you for sharing with us this beautiful experience and this beautiful message by Swami. And Auntie, now let's move to a few questions that some of us have. So, Auntie, our first question for today is: to purify the inner self, one may initially focus on minimizing one's negative tendencies like lust, anger, jealousy, envy, etc., and to gradually develop positive qualities. What could be the effect on one's progress in purifying oneself from the interacting with people in the world who believe that material advancement in society requires practicing some or all of the negative tendencies? Should I repeat the question, Auntie, or is it good?
Yes, let me just say it back to you and you tell me if I got it right. So your basic, the question is that certain people in society believe that negative qualities are necessary to progress in life.
Yes.
So how do we go about doing that? Is that right? Is that correct? I got the question right.
And what is the impact on someone who is actually on the path to purifying oneself? What impact do these negative tendencies have on those people?
Yes. So I think I ended my talk with that satsangatve nisangatvam, nisangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nishchalatatvam, nishchalatatve jivan mukti. The most important thing is the company that we keep. That is why Swami says that all the time, especially younger people, it is very important to keep the company. The company will tell you all sorts of things. They may say, let us go to Penakonda, let us go to Palasamudram. But if we are very clear that we want to continue in our spiritual path, then sometimes we may not have hundreds of friends, but God may provide one or two friends who are really good for you and for your progress. But that does not mean that you don't lead your normal worldly life. Of course, we all have to go to college, we have to get married, we have to have children, we bring them up, we do all the worldly activities. But that in itself should become a divine activity. You do things together which are good. You make friends with people who are on the same page with you. If they tell you that, oh, why are you going to the bhajan on Sunday? If you come and meet other people somewhere for a happy hour on a Friday evening, maybe you will get a promotion. You know, why do you want to go on seva for Saturday? Why don't you meet all these other people? They are good contacts in your job. Come and meet them. Then your chances of getting a promotion. Then you say, no, I have the biggest boss in this world. If I do his seva, he will give me the promotion at the right time, whatever I did. I deserve. Swami has given a very beautiful story. I will say it very quickly. There was a very great king called Akbar in India. And he was a great Mughal ruler. And he had a very great minister. Swami says his minister was Birbal, who was a very pious man, good man, and he was a good minister. And this Birbal was going to get his daughter married. So he thought, I'm a very good friend of the king, apart from being his minister. Let me see if he will help me, give me some financial support to get my daughter married. So he goes to Akbar, and he had the ability to go directly to Akbar's inner chambers because he was such a close friend. So he goes there, but just as he goes near the bedroom, near the room of Akbar, the doorkeepers, the guards, they stop him and say, "You cannot go inside." So Birbal says, "What do you mean? He's my best friend almost, the king. I can go in whenever I want. Why are you stopping me?" They say, "No, no, it's not that we are stopping you like that. We are stopping you because he is doing his namaz. He's doing his prayers. So just wait for a few minutes. When he finishes his prayers, you can go." So Birbal waits there sitting outside, and he hears Akbar saying the prayers. And he hears Akbar saying, "Oh, the Lord of the universe, oh, my master, oh, my king, I beg to you, give me good health. I beg you that you look after my kingdom and my empire. I beg that you look after my children." So this great Akbar, who was an emperor, was begging the Lord and master. Birbal hears this. He goes away back home. Next day, Akbar calls him and said, "Birbal, I heard that you had come yesterday to talk to me. Why did you go away?" So Birbal said, "You yourself are a beggar. Why should I beg with a beggar? You yourself was asking the Lord of the universe to look after you. Why should I ask you for help? I might as well ask that Lord and Master directly. Why should I ask a beggar for help?" So when our friends say, "Come and meet all these people, they will give you promotion," we should always remember there is a Lord and Master who is the greatest CEO and the CFO in this world. When we do his work with love and devotion, he will give us the right thing. So don't mix with negative people for the sake of these worldly pleasures, which are very transitory. That Lord can give you a more permanent joy, which no one else can give. Saira.
Thank you, Auntie. Definitely, we will remember Swami's bhajan, Satsangate, and apply it. Auntie, our next question for today is, what is the relationship between purity and divinity, and does one come before the other?
One comes with it. Purity and divinity, actually, you can only achieve divinity if you have purity. That is what Swami says. Only if you have purity will you be able to see divinity or achieve divinity. So, divinity is enlightenment, as we have talked. Divinity is all pervading, it is everywhere, and it is an eternal joy which has no birth or death. Swami says, no birth, no death. It is always an eternal joy and enlightenment. And when you have it, it is the greatest treasure. So to get that treasure, we have to practice purity. Of course, first and foremost, physical purity. I think nowadays we need not worry about the physical purity. All of us are practicing. But the mental purity, the purity of our thoughts, always watch it. That's why Swami has given the watch. Watch your words, watch your actions, watch your thoughts, watch your heart, watch your character. Only when you watch all these things can you achieve divinity. So we have to practice purity of thoughts, words, the purity of the friends that we keep, the purity of the things that we do, and everything is much as possible. We must immerse that with love. But to get that love, again, the way we lead our life, a sattvic life, will enable us for all that love and compassion which is within us, kindness, love, compassion, for it to blossom. We have to lead a life of purity. So, I hope that answered your question.
Yes, definitely, Auntie. It did answer our question, and definitely watch is something we all need to be mindful of. We all have wristwatch on our hands, and definitely whenever we go out, whenever we look at our wristwatch, we should actually remember what Swami says about this. And definitely to achieve divinity, as you said, we need to have purity first. So indeed, purity is purity comes first and divinity is all waiting, no birth, no death. Thank you for answering it so beautifully, Auntie. And that brings us to an end to the question and answer session. Auntie, once again, we express our gratitude to you for sharing your time, your wisdom, and experiences with us, and your beautiful experiences with Bhagwan. I'm sure we all have a lot of key takeaways from today's question and answer and keynote address.
I do want to thank Brother Vignesh and all of the office bearers who have given me this opportunity to share your conference from so far away. So even though we are continents apart, the love of Swami and the love for Swami has brought us together so well. I do wish everybody a wonderful, wonderful life and a journey that brings you closer and closer to Swami. I thank all of the national office bearers and all of the people who have put together this program, all of the tech team who had to deal with my non-tech knowledge. So thank you all for helping me along. Sai Ram.